some of my favorite music on. Krieg. Okay. Yes, we have Krieg's complete lyric pieces. And I'm so ready to paint tonight. I have been looking forward to painting the whole day. I've been thinking about an interesting question that I want to pose to everyone watching of, a basic human question. Do you want to be remembered? And I know I do. And I can't tell if, I think everyone has that feeling, but I don't know to what degree everyone has that feeling. I want to be remembered, but I think I'd be equally depressed if my art became a commodity, or my legacy became a way for the rich to have the ability to trade my intellectual property or something, So, as I'm finishing up this painting, I'm just thinking a lot about what it means to have a platform and what it means to have a legacy as an artist. And how oftentimes the artists we love the most are those who were the most provincial, but those who felt deeply about their work. When did this begin? This kind of, this feeling of wanting to have a legacy in which people remember your name. I mean, we won't be around to experience it, or even to know if people actually remember us. But yet we still want it. We still want our mark on the world. I mean, when I'm dead, hopefully in many, many years, I think I won't be there to even consider, my legacy. And yet I work towards it every night when I sketch, and when I produce paintings. And it's something I do think about. I don't know why I do, though. Sometimes I think about it too much because it adds an unnecessary amount of pressure onto my workflow, Maybe we will know after death. Maybe it's not a guarantee that we won't know if people still enjoy our artwork after death. It's weird though, we all want to be remembered. Every last one of us. And when there's an emotion like that that's so fervent in human psyche itself, it has to be important. If almost everyone on Earth wants to be remembered so bad, and wants to have a family that loves their memory, then it must be pretty important, part of us. I don't know. And where does art play into all that? Because I'm just spreading out pigment onto a canvas, And that canvas could burn or soil or get lost. It could get smudged or destroyed, and it wouldn't really matter. I'd probably be the one who cared the most, On a different note, I watched Alfred Hitchcock's Vertigo tonight. What a weird movie. If you've never seen it, I don't know if I can even suggest it. It's a really weird movie, but I enjoyed it for its colors. And you can tell that Hitchcock, he spent a lot of time playing with the idea that he was working with. I think Vertigo originally was a book, right? But it's an interesting sort of movie, you know? I mean, I think I'd give it a watch. If you have nothing better to watch, I'd give it a watch. Just you have to be in a particular headspace when you're watching it, right? Sorry, tired. All the sleepless nights are catching up with me. I'm finding it harder to wake up in the morning and harder to go to bed at night. But I kind of like it. You know, it occurred to me the other day that I'm probably living more of my life than many other people my age because I stay up so late, you know? And my sleep habits are so poor that, you know, I'm up, you know, much later, many more hours than one of my peers, right? So I'm experiencing a lot more of life. But at that same time, I'm experiencing it in a way that's a little dissonant, because when I'm low on sleep, everything feels dreamy. Some of my best ideas and some of my best written works were conceived when I was really, really tired, you know? I did something exciting today. So, like I promised last time, I did pick up a big canvas. Let me show you it. Look at this. Isn't it huge? It's massive. And I'm so excited to paint on it. I might have to edit the backing because it's kind of, it just has one panel, you know, or excuse me, one joist in it, but I think it'll be strong enough. It's 3 feet tall by 2 feet wide. That's an okay ratio. I mean, I didn't have to put it together myself, which is a big time saver, but I think this will be big enough to do a full-on portrait. You know, someone standing, you know, and I think the size of the figure will probably be to half scale, and I think that would be really fun to do. I love the idea of doing a full body portrait because then you get to hang them up on the wall and it really feels like you're looking through a portal. It's kind of, I think I'm gonna name this figure Madame Blueberry because she's so blue. Kind of funny. Did I ever show you an up close look? Look how blue she is. Kind of like her. A little spooky, but in a good way. But what if no one remembers me? I don't want to say that in a depressing sort of way. I think I want to say it in a way that acknowledges, as I close up this video, you know, maybe we should have peace with the fact that not everyone will remember us. I think if we live with an attitude that understands we may not be revered when we die, it helps us actually to stay grounded and humble. you know, maybe we aren't so special. And if we aren't so special, you know, we should be behaving in a more placid, peaceful manner. Maybe what makes humanity so special is the way we treat others, you know? I don't know, it's still something I'm thinking about, but the idea of setting my whole life up just so that my name is remembered, when I myself will have returned to nothing, you know, it's like, I don't know, I think I want to get away from a legacy-oriented mindset, because that's the mindset that governed my thought process a year ago, and it only led to heartache in my experience. Because then it inevitably leads to a product-oriented mindset of how much did you produce. You know, I don't know if you guys are familiar, but every time an artist passes away, Wikipedia or, you know, their biographer or whoever will list how many sketches they made, how many paintings they made, how many musical compositions they made, you know, how many watercolors they made, how many prints they made. And it's often I'll see the same phrase of, you know, oh, this painter was so accomplished because they painted, you know, 1,200 paintings, right? 1,400 paintings throughout their lifetime. And I don't know, guys. Is that really the mark of a good painter? The number of paintings? Even the quality, you know, it's like number and quality are two things that we hold in such a high esteem because we attach them to an artist's worth. But when in reality, you know, maybe the artist, maybe that wasn't even their point to begin with. And I don't think I'm a fan of art being totally subjective. But I will say there is a big stress on production and how much you make, you know? Even that phrase, how much do you make, you know? It has so many implications in our society, and I'd like to dissect it. Maybe for another video, because I'm over time, but as always, it's been a pleasure, and next time, I think we're gonna start on the big canvas, so stay tuned for that. I'm really excited. Yeah, wishing you all the best, sending all my love. See you next time, bye.